All right, never mind the mess in here and then my reflection. Sorry, but here's my Furman track, I guess, build. My Brewpie 2.0, kind of going from the box to the internal fridge design mainly for us. So I'm gonna have two of these side by side. These fit the SS Brewtech bucket perfectly. So anyway, kind of the features. I ripped off the old display for the fridge. It had a like a 2-digit display and some buttons and stuff. I replaced it with this 4-line LCD. 3D printed a little mount for it, so it gives the Brewpie information up there. There was a light up here. I ripped that out, used that existing wiring to put these LED strip lights in here. Also, I guess I used the existing wiring from the display to the back of the fridge to power this display. Here's the beer temp probe. So it goes in the thermal well there. Remove this. As far as the inside goes, down here I have a heat mat on the floor. I figured down there, because heat rises, it's just kind of one of those like seeding mats for germinating seeds. Here I 3D printed a little temp probe, I guess, housing. So this is the chamber temp. Then I ran all the wiring kind of in the existing channels in black electrical tape to kind of hide them. It blends in with the background here, so there's no real wiring showing. There's just like a computer fan here for a recirc fan. I also ran another 12-volt source in case I want to run a second fan or anything. So that's pretty much it for the inside of the fridge. Oh, and then I have a CO2 port here that I can screw a little carbonator rig on. As far as that goes, if we go to the back of the fridge, I'll just have a quick connect, so I can just put a keg quick connect onto the fridge and then put it away if I'm not using it or whatever for a clean carbonating install. All the components just fit neatly in the fridge. This is the room temp sensor. So as far as in the this was the high voltage connection box for the fridge before. It had the fridge's temperature controller in there. I just ripped it out and made my high voltage connections in there, as well as there's a 2-channel relay in there with a little 3D printed box to contain it as well. This is just a little buck converter to go from 12 volts to 5 USB, because I put in, you can't really see it, but there's a 12 volt 5 amp power supply that's just hot wired directly into the fridge line. So when you plug in the fridge, it warms up that 12 volt line, as well as the high voltage lines that are controlled by the relays for either the compressor for cooling and heating. Here's my little control board. It's just one of those Wemos D1 Minis ESP8266s. I put just a little screw connector for that's the 1-wire temperature sensors come into those screw connectors. I put a resistor on the board for the temp sensors. The temp sensors are the only thing powered from the pins itself. Otherwise, everything is on my breadboard. Like the 5-volt source powers the 5-volt rail here, and like the relay board is driven off that. So I'm not driving all this amperage, and this display as well is driven through that. So I'm not driving all the amperage through the Wemos pins. The only thing the Wemos is powering itself is from the 3.3 volt pin. It's powering the temperature sensors. This is just a little 3D printed box for my little breadboard. I guess my Perma Proto quarter, and it's just got a little barrel connector on there. So here's where the power comes in to that. As far as that power supply, I just got a 3-way splitter. It powers the fan, the light, and then the I guess the controller. So everything tucks neatly in the fridge. There's no control box. You just literally plug the fridge in and all powers up. So I'm pretty amped. I think it's everything I've wanted in a fermentation chamber, especially when I have them, 2 of them side by side. The footprint will be basically exactly what the footprint was on my chest freezer, and I could only fit 1 at a time. So I have 2 chambers, 2 different temperatures, 2 different beers going on, can carbonate everything, and I think it's really aesthetic. I don't have to kind of banish it to the shed. I might be able to have it out on display and be a cool feature of the house. So anyway, hope you enjoy.